Yep, you already know what it is. Ain't nothing new under the sun. So it's your man Snap, and I'm coming to you with a brief little update. This is for all my 1199 SEIU members out there who have been keeping up with my David and Goliath, as well as the Welcome to Tether/Sambo House, an American Horror Story. Now, about maybe 3 weeks ago, going on a month now, I presented all of you receipts and documentation about corruption that was investigated and verified by New York State Department of Labor. When I showed you that documentation and proof, those receipts, I also let it be known that there was going to be a re-election. And that re-election is coming this month. So the announcement I want to make is for my dipping and dodging through the dark recesses of the interwebs to stay tapped in to keep y'all up to date with what's going on with 1199 SEIU Healthcare Workers East. But yeah, I'd like to announce that Olympia J. Striplin has actually been added to the new ballot for the re-election. Now, why 1199 SEIU and all their infinite wisdom hasn't notified all of their members that are part of 1199 SEIU Healthcare Workers East, I don't know. But I'm letting y'all know because, you know, I'm no longer employed at NYU. Therefore, I cannot myself put in the petition. But if you all know what we all know, that there were a lot of laws broken during that last election cycle at all the institutions. So for those of you out there who aren't happy with what you're getting from your elected officials, all the Campo Santos out there and the like who aren't doing their job, this is your time to put in that petition and understand that that 3% is out there backing you. And you can get the re-election that all of you deserve. So I want to give a shout out and a round of applause and a congratulations to Miss Olympia. The people out there who are standing on business and know what it is supposed to be, all support you. So yeah, I want to give her a round of applause. I also want to give an update on Jennifer Rodriguez. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm going to just let this rock and then I'll spin the block. J-Roro. Everyone, please reach out and show some love and some support. And the reason I'm saying that is that she was a delegate as well as an organizer. I believe she started off as a delegate, but she came to an organizer for basically over a decade. And she wasn't one of those people that went along to get along. She didn't play the Campo Santos game or the Mr. Ashby. As long as I can smell some skirts, I'll do whatever works for the man. And he likes to, you know, as they say, bender the rules, but we don't get too deep into that. But she was one of those people that actually stood on business. She lived by her code of ethics and did what was right. She upheld the CBA as well as the laws, unlike the rest of the organizers or VPs, as I've already shown you. And I will continue to show you throughout this series because I've been chopping up and collecting receipts. But that being said, she also paid the ultimate sacrifice and lost her job. So I'm going to let her do a brief explanation. And then after that, you can actually go and find her social media accounts. I'll actually put those in the description.
I cannot believe that after over a decade of advocating for thousands of workers' rights, representing hundreds of members' grievances, winning hundreds and thousands of dollars back for workers, educating and empowering workers to have a voice on the job, and my rights end up being violated as a union rep, I get unjustly terminated along with some of my peers? I'm infuriated. I'm hurt. For exercising my First Amendment freedom of speech during a campaign? The biggest injustice in labor history. So I am asking you for your support in this fight that we're about to take on to raise awareness and injustices committed in the workplace, disparate treatment of retaliatory behavior, and to also speak up for those other union reps that are also at-will employees, that we represent workers' rights for a living, but we don't have those rights at work. I'm speaking up. So I want you to come with me on this journey, wherever it might take us. Starting from the day that my life was changed on a Teams call on Monday, June 16th. And my name is Jennifer Rodriguez, and I'm here to advocate for myself and others that have been unjustly terminated.
And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. So that was just a refresher of the video I did a few months ago on Jennifer Rodriguez. We actually want to give her a congratulations to you, as well as the members that actually stepped outside the box in their comfort zone and represented you, because we all know those are the members that the rank and file elected 1199 SEIU members don't like, because they're not playing the game and they're standing on business. But most importantly, what this shows you is that your receipts matter. So when they're trying to create these narratives that the institutions do with the help and the backing, allegedly, of course, but from my perspective, from my lens, with receipts that I can use and prove, 1199 and its elected officials, the VPs, the EVPs, the organizers, the contract administrators, who I might add get half of their salary from the institution they work for and the other half of their salary from the union, which means when they're sitting in these grievances or these write-up meetings as a VP, they're getting paid by the institution that they're helping you negotiate against, which is a conflict of interest. But nobody wants to have that conversation. Not do we, 1199 SEIU, because my eye is on you. But yeah, that said, keep your receipts. When you know what's going on, when you know that you're standing on business and you know it's your right, you have to have your receipts to corroborate your story and fight your case. Never forget, New York State is a one-party state. That means that only one party needs to be notified of any recordings, whether it's audio or audio visual. And anything that they say to you verbally, you always put an email and send back to them so that you create a paper trail. And you use that one-party law to protect yourself. And that when the time comes, you may have to go through the ups and downs and open a few doors and step through and do a little bit of legwork. But if Miss Jennifer Rodriguez is not an example, right is right and wrong is wrong. And as long as you have your receipts and protect yourself, you can prove what they are or what they're not doing, which is doing their jobs and doing the jobs of the people who pay their dues. And remember, I keep telling y'all, the Hartley Wright Act. Pay attention to where the union funding comes from, and then call your union officials and ask them how many of the 450,000 members are actually paying union dues. And then ask yourself, why are you paying union dues if the Taft-Hartley Act provides the funding out of your tax dollars that the union uses to pay their bills? Yeah, it's a dirty game, ladies. It's a dirty game, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm going to say it again, and I say it all the time. Transparency forces accountability. And through transparency, you can build trust. And with trust, you can get things accomplished. But if people are not giving you the truth and they're not being transparent, then you can never build trust. And without that trust, you have absolutely nothing. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, because all the they, thems out there that are overwhelming me with a plethora of receipts. I got so much that I got to get done to get out to y'all that I'm running on the backlog. I ain't even going to front. But please, salute to all of y'all. You keep doing what you're doing and keep sending your man them receipts. And I'm going to keep getting around to them and pumping them out to the people. Only thing that I ask is that y'all see these videos, pardon me, please do me the favor. I know some people don't like the videos because they know that the union is watching. But a comment, a share does wonders for the algorithm. So like, comment, subscribe, and share. Pass this to all your fellow union members that are going through the struggle and feel like that there is nothing that they can do to protect themselves, so that they know that there is someone out there. There are a multitude of people out there going through the exact same things that they're going through. And until we all as a collective of individuals start standing on business and fighting what's wrong in our day-to-day life in the workplace, nothing's going to change. But the union's not going to do their job because they're never being held accountable. So that's why we're calling for transparency. We're calling for trust. And we're calling for truth. We don't want their narrative or their arranged facts. We want the truth. And I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing until I know that all of us collectively can get the truth out there so that we can start making better decisions when it comes to our future. So yeah, I'm going to get out of here. Like I always say, realize, realize, realize. Transparency forces accountability. Y'all keep your eyes to the stars. Keep that head on a swivel. And you know, it is a diabolical, dirty ass game that they out here playing. I mean, keep your head on that swivel. Read the room. Be aware. Don't be a victim. And don't let them push you into no victim mind state or mentality. Because once they do that, the game is over. But yeah, y'all be safe out there. I'll be touching back in a day or two with any new updates. But just know that we are working on a treasure trove of receipts. Because, boy, we got some shit coming your way. And we're going to hit you with nothing but receipts and facts to show you what your elected officials are doing with your union dues when they waste them on fringe benefits or going out of town, you know, as the Eastern Stars like to play their little games behind closed doors. But everything that goes on in the dark will eventually come to the light. So yeah, man, y'all be safe out there, and I'll holler at y'all later.